Hi, seventh graders. Today I am hoping that you just finished watching the video with Mrs. Killian and myself that was in Google Classroom called Finding the Counterclaim right here. If you haven't watched that yet, you should go watch that before you watch any more of this video that I'm doing right now. What I wanted to show you is that I had a conversation with Mrs. Killian, and during that conversation, I was able to figure out what my counterclaim would be, what somebody else's claim against me would be. And so now when we bring this back to our graphic organizer, I want you to see how that would look. And I'm using the article from your packet that's on page 10 and 11. I was not the original writer of this article, but I'm pretending like I was, and I am taking parts of this essay and putting it into the graphic organizer so you can kind of see how it would work in reverse, all right? So when you go into this essay that was written, A Drinking Problem it's called, this was the thesis statement that I pulled out, okay, and it was marked with the star on here. So it says, such laws are wise and should be approved through the nation because these products, the energy drinks, bring far more harm than good to teen consumers, all right? And then I went into each body paragraph on all 3 pages, and I found the writer's claim statements. So the chemicals are poisoning our youth, energy drinks are expensive, and the government allows citizens to make changes. Okay, I'm actually noticing that I use the word are here, and I'm going to delete that because I told you guys that you should try not to use personal pronouns in your essay. So I, me, us, we, your, you, and that sort of thing. So the chemicals are poisoning youth. Anyway, so you have your thesis statement, and you have your 3 claims, all right? So now, in order to figure out your counterclaim, you need to have a conversation with someone, or you need to look at the research and find someone who disagrees with one of your claims, okay? The chemicals are poisoning youth, energy drinks are expensive, the government allows citizens to make changes. Now, I'm a fairly smart individual, and I can logically go in and I could argue against myself very easily, and you might be able to do the same thing. For instance, energy drinks are expensive. Well, so are coffees from Caribou or Starbucks, and there's Slurpees at the movie theater. I mean, there's a lot of comparisons that I can make that would be easy to argue, make this arguable. And so you might be able to come up with a counterclaim on your own, or you might need to go to research, or you might need to talk to someone. But basically, you need to find an argument against one of your 3 claims, okay? Once you find that argument, you're going to put it in the bottom of whatever paragraph it's arguing with. So if you find an argument, or if you think of an argument that goes against this, you're going to put that argument down here in the bottom of your graphic organizer, all right? The writer of this essay actually used a counterclaim for this point, and it's on page 11, and it's circled here. Okay, so you can go to this essay and follow along with me here, because it says, many critics of the proposed law change argue that there is already too much government intervention in people's lives and that teens are mature enough to spend their own money as they wish. Okay, that's the counterclaim, all right? And then we can look at how the writer responds to that by looking at the next sentence, the rebuttal. While it's true that we should be cautious, when considering any change to the law, we must remember that a different set of rules apply to teenagers, and our forefathers wisely gave us the right to amend laws as needed to evolve with the ages. You heard me pretend to kind of come to that conclusion with Mrs. Killian in our conversation, but this is where the writer leads in to their claim up here. The rebuttal ends up being their claim. It doubles. It's a rebuttal and it's their claim for that paragraph, just like in this essay. So reading like a writer and writing like a reader, you need to go back to this essay. You need to study it and look at how the writer did their counterclaim and rebuttal. And your job today is to plan your counterclaim. Plan which paragraph it's going to go in, find the counterclaim, right, and write it out in the bottom of one of these 3 boxes. All right. And if you can get that done today, or over the weekend if need be, that is going to get you in a really good place to move forward on Monday and not get too behind, even though we've had all these great snow days. Don't forget to take home your graphic organizer and your packet this weekend so that you can work on this stuff at home. And my core will be open all week next week if you guys want to come in during core to work as well. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.